Coach Aileen, is it wrong to love someone too much? Hey guys, welcome to Fall in Love Friday. This is your relationship coach Aileen Santos, and just like when we started last week, Fall in Love Friday is now on YouTube, so we are live streaming. I hope that you guys are okay wherever you are right now. You're doing fine, and that you're healthy, and your family and friends and loved ones are safe. So, Fall in Love Friday, for those who are new here, welcome. It's a weekly thing that I do every Friday at 9 p.m. Manila time where I answer the most common questions that I get throughout the week. And the reason why I do this is that not all of, I can't take on everyone as a coaching client, but at least with the Fall in Love Friday episodes, I'm able to help people learn love facts versus love fiction so that you can have more awesome relationships in real life because that is my goal. And for those who are new to me, hello, I am Relationship Coach Aileen Santos. My background is in counseling psychology, so I have a master's degree in that, and I'm a certified professional coach as well. So, all of this simply means that everything that I'm sharing with you is really going to help you create more love in your life because they're the things that work, they are things that are based in psychology and the dynamics between men and women. So, for whether you are watching the replay or the live, welcome. And I do hope that you say hi, share your insights in the comments, and especially if any of these situations relate to you, please do share this video with other people who you know are going to benefit from this. And even if you're watching the replay and you want to ask a follow-up question, then please post them in the comments because we could do another live stream based on your questions. And that might be our topic for a future Fond of Friday. So, this is our topic for this episode. Coach Aileen, is it wrong to love someone too much? Okay, so maybe you have encountered, someone like a friend or someone that you know saying that's their only mistake, loving someone too much. Now, the reason for this question, this topic, is that there are several questions that I have come across throughout the month. Well, several situations throughout the month that have to do with a situation where the people believe that they were loving their partners too much or their loved ones too much, and it led to bad things happening in the relationship. Now, I want you to know that the big idea here is this, okay? There is really no situation where you are loving someone too much. What it simply means when you feel like you are loving someone too much and it's like you are becoming empty because of a situation or a current relationship, then that means what is really happening is that you are forgetting to love yourself. So it's not that you are loving your partner or your loved one too much. It's just that you are forgetting to love yourself. And one thing that I hope you are already learning from our Fall in Love Friday sessions and episodes is that we do not put the pressure of our happiness and our emotional health and our mental health and all of the filling of our love tank. It's not the responsibility of our partner or anyone who loves us for that matter, because we are the ones who are supposed to fill our own love tanks. So do not forget to love yourself, even if you are in a relationship, or if you're single. Always remember it's your responsibility to love yourself. So this is the big insight for this episode. But what's also going to happen is this. I'm going to share with you three case studies of people who thought they were loving too much and what could be done to make their relationship better. Maybe this is something that's relevant to you or relevant to someone that you know. Then it's going to be great if you learn the lessons here. And yes, please do share this video, tag your friends in these hashtag love lessons, and post your aha insights in the comments as we go along. And speaking of comments as we go along, so we have Digital Fanboy here. Coach Eileen, new subscribers here. Thank you so much, Digital Fanboy. I am so glad that you're here live and that you are accompanying me here. And I do hope that you get a lot of aha moments from our episode. Okay, thanks, Digital Fanboy. Okay, so three case studies where people thought they were loving too much. And, if you have an idea about what they could have done better, if you have other suggestions on top of the things that we're going to discuss here, please do share them in the comments as well, especially if you know people who have gone through this. They might sound a lot like these case studies. Then you can point them to this video, and it's like a one-stop shop of them finding out everything that they need to know, so that they have the choice to make their relationships better. All right, three case studies. So case study number one: the new girlfriend who wanted the ideal relationship. Okay, so let me give you a few details about this new girlfriend. So her relationship was just 3 months old. Okay, and what happened was, it was her boyfriend who was actually complaining to me, because new girlfriend was suddenly, she would be asking, oh, what's your favorite dish? And then all of a sudden that would be her. So new girlfriend would ask boyfriend, what's your favorite dish? And all of a sudden that would be new girlfriend's favorite dish as well. She found out um what were on the playlists of her boyfriend's Spotify. So those became her playlists as well. His favorite shows became her favorite shows. His favorite movies became her favorite movies. Why? Because this new girlfriend thought that the ideal relationship is where they are so alike. They think alike, they're finishing each other's sentences. Sounds like, that movie Frozen. So that was her idea of what a good relationship was like. It's like they were like the same person. Okay, so it was a new girlfriend who approached me. It was boyfriend who approached me. He said, because he didn't understand why girl was already doing this. So he should be thrilled, right? New girlfriend was going out of her way to show her love for him. So he was wondering why, Coach Eileen, why am I feeling like I want to take her for granted? Why am I losing love for her? And why am I getting creeped out? Okay, so those were his questions. And actually, that was a natural reaction, because here's the thing: it wasn't a healthy relationship. A new girlfriend's idea about an ideal relationship was based on a lot of fairy tales and not on real life healthy relationships. In a healthy relationship, you have two individuals, unique people who inspire each other to become more of who they are supposed to be. We do not fall in love with our clones, and we do not want to be in partnership with our clones. I mean, if the other person was going to be our clone anyway, then what was the use of being in a relationship? Okay. So the healthiest, happiest, strongest relationships are between two people who are themselves, they are on their own growth path. So partner one is growing into becoming who he or she is supposed to be, and partner two is also growing into becoming who he or she is supposed to be. And because they are growing separately, whenever they're together, they enrich each other's lives. They talk about their struggles, their challenges, they inspire each other, they help each other out. And because of that, they are also investing and growing the relationship. Okay. And the reason why boyfriend was starting to fall out of love, he was very correct in identifying that he was starting to fall out of love with new girlfriend. And the reason for that was he fell in love with her for very specific reasons, for who she was. And then all of a sudden that girl was disappearing because she was becoming his clone. And he was not interested in that. I mean, that wasn't the girl that he fell in love with. He wanted to get to know more of that girl that he fell in love with, but she was disappearing because she thought that that was what needed to happen in order to have a lasting relationship. Okay? And that wasn't going to work in the long term. I mean, we are all different people. I mean, even twins, triplets, quadruplets, we all have different personalities. So that's not going to work in the long term, where you try to assimilate someone else's personality or try to be so much like your partner, because sooner or later you are going to snap, you are going to break, you are going to go back to who you really are. And then the problem will arise when your partner suddenly feels deceived because you had been pretending to be someone else all along. Okay? So reminder: a relationship or a partner is not meant to define your identity. You define your own identity so that the right partner can recognize you and grow to love you for you. So it's a gift to your partner, and it's a gift to yourself. Okay? Because you might be staying with the wrong partner, and your wrong partner might be staying with you because he thought or she thought that you were right for each other, but you were just pretending because you were trying to be your partner's clone. Okay, so remember that that is not loving too much. When you try to repress your own identity and become a clone of your partner, that is not loving someone too much. That is uh thinking that a relationship should be like this, but it's not healthy. It's not going to work in the long term, because a healthy relationship is about two people who inspire each other to become more of who they're supposed to be. In short, the, the right relationship is where you feel like you're home, where you are free to be yourself and who you are, and this is what's going to work in the long term. All right. Case study number two. Okay, the husband who loved his wife too much. Okay, so this has a sort of this is this has a sad ending. Okay, so husband approached me, okay, and he said that he doesn't understand because his relationship, his marriage ended, and he does not understand why. Because he said that early on in the relationship, he was always asking his wife, okay, he was always asking his wife, like, when they were dating, where do you want to go? Okay, and his wife would say stuff like, okay, I like this. So his wife would share his preferences. But what happened was, it went on even in their marriage, whether it was for the small decisions or big decisions. Every time a decision had to be made, it was always, what, okay, honey, what do you want? What do you want? Okay, so it was always, he was always asking his wife for his all the decisions, big decisions, small decisions. On one hand, he told me he was saying that because he respected his wife, he admired her decisions, and then he loved her. So in short, what he actually meant by he loved her, he didn't want to rock the boat. He did not want any conflict or any fight. He he just wanted to go with the flow. And what happened though was, and he didn't understand this, he didn't realize this, his wife felt lonely because it felt like she wasn't even in a relationship. She didn't even have a husband because she was making all of the decisions, small decisions, big decisions, from what they were going to eat to big moves for their family. So he thought that that was love, loving his wife by letting her have her way in everything. But what was really happening was, he left his wife alone in taking care of the family. Okay, and he didn't know that. And here's another thing, especially for men, this is something that men need to understand as well. What happened was, the wife felt this. Okay, and I'm going to say it out loud. This is something that I got from a male psychologist. I keep forgetting his name now, his full name, but his name starts with Scott. Okay, but he says this. Okay, dear men, if she knows you cannot stand up to her, she knows you cannot stand up for her. Okay, I'm going to say that again because that's very important. And if this relates to you or resonates with you, please do let me know in the comments. If she knows you cannot stand up to her, then she knows you cannot stand up for her. And that has to do with leadership, okay? That with male leadership in a relationship. So if she sees that, even when she's going the wrong way, or she won't do that intentionally, but she's doing bad behavior or anything, and she knows that you are not man enough or leader enough to point that out, to to it's not about being a dictator. It's about having your own values, your own standards, and making sure that that is a guiding rock, not just for your relationship or your marriage, but also for your family. Okay, because if she knows that she you know is she is not going to get any decisiveness from you, then she is not going to also get protection from you. I hope that is making sense. She knows that you can't stand up to her, so you're not going to stand up to anyone else to protect her. So decisiveness and leadership, if she's not going to get that from you, then she knows that she's not going to get other things that she needs in a husband, in a partner. Okay? I hope this is making sense. Remember, this guy's relationship ended. I'm not saying that all of these marriages would end because of this. There are a lot of, a lot of wives whose husbands are like that. It's like, okay, I'll let my wife have her way in everything. Okay, I'm not going to even make a sound, make a decision. And they think it's because they love her too much. Actually, it's not. It's not loving her too much. It's being lazy. It's not loving her. It's about actually not loving her enough to be her real partner, be her real husband, and being decisive with her. In short, she was left alone, and they were not doing things together, not making these decisions together. Okay? I hope that this makes sense. Maybe you know of couples who are like this. Then please share them in the comments. And by the way, okay, someone just shared a heart. Hi, Trinity. Thank you so much for letting me know through that heart that you are appreciating the lessons that we are sharing now. So that is case study number 2. And last but not least, we have case study number 3, the mother and her beloved children. Okay, again, all of these are true to life cases. No names, but these might sound familiar to you as well. So the mother, the children are already grown. So her daughter, the daughter is like 25 years old and the son is 28 years old. So the son is older. Okay. And what's happening is this. Okay. So she says that, the mother is saying, okay, I live, you are adults now, live your own life, blah, blah, blah. But what's happening is she is putting a lot of restrictions on her grown children. Okay. They can't do this. They can't go out and do this. They can't go to movies with anyone, and everyone that they've ever been interested in has always met with rejection or disapproval from their mother. Okay, so she is saying that they can live their own lives. But the way that she is acting, whenever they pay attention to someone else, like a potential romantic partner, and they're about to go out on, like, they're about to go out on a date. Okay, her son is about to go out on a date. All of a sudden, she would have a bad heart, and so the son can't leave. Okay, or her daughter brings home someone who is just amazing, like someone who is part of their spiritual community, a leader in their spiritual community. And he's not just all talk, he's also living out his own values, but still he is not good enough for her daughter. Okay, so what are we saying here? Okay, this is a sample of an enmeshed relationship. So what's happening here is that, okay, and if you're asking, the mother, the mother's husband, okay, so in short, the wife's husband is still alive. The father is still alive. But what's happening is that she she raised her children with great love, and I'm sure of that. It's just that she is expecting her children to love her back and stay in her life, just as, for them not to grow in their own relationships, but to stay with her and take care of her even afterwards. Okay, so I know that in some Asian countries, this is a problem. Okay, there are parents who are enmeshed with their children, in enmeshed relationships with their children, where they are not even relying on love from their partner anymore. They're not seeing that this is a circle of life. The grown children live their own lives, and then the parents will grow old together and be with each other. But what's happening is they're expecting the children to serve them, to take care of them in their old age. Okay, so all of these things, it's great when families do that out of love, but these are things that are not required, or they are not requirements, they are not orders, they are not conditions for love. Okay, because you do not tell them that you don't make them feel guilty saying that, oh, you probably don't love me anymore because you have someone else. That is not a healthy loving relationship. Okay, and just to sum up that case study, this is from monk and modern philosopher Thich Nhat Hanh. In a healthy relationship, you must love in such a way that the other person feels free. Okay, and this is actually uh, a common thread in all of these relationships that we talked about, all of these case studies. We must love in such a way that the other person feels free. So, again, going back to that big insight, maybe it's going to make sense for you now much more. There is really no such thing, no situation where you are loving someone too much. There's only the situation where you are forgetting to love yourself. And in all of these case studies, okay, there in case study number one, there was a denial of your own identity or of your own self, and remembering that you need to give yourself love first before you can honestly say that you are loving someone else. In case study number two, uh, the husband was also forgetting to love himself in being clear about his own identity as well as husband, as his wife's partner. Okay, so it's an identity issue as well. And even in case study number three, it was an identity issue in terms of what is really your role and your responsibility as a parent, as a mother, and as your husband's wife, because she was seemed to be forgetting that she had a husband who loved her, who was supposed to be her partner, and instead she was relying on her children for love, for her children to fill her love tank. And she was requiring her children to fill up her love tank. So I hope that this big insight helps not just you, but to the people who's going to be benefiting when you tag them or when you share this video with them. So in this episode, we talked about three case studies where people thought they were loving too much. And we talked about what a healthier relationship looks like and what they can do to make their relationships better. And this is an answer to this question, which is what our episode is all about. Coach Eileen, is it wrong to love someone too much? I hope that you know the answer to this now. Please do share this video, tag your friends in these love lessons, and post your aha moments in the comments. And if you have any other follow up questions so that they might become future Fall in Love Friday episodes. And if you're looking for my episodes, please do use the hashtags Fall in Love Friday and Coach Aileen Santos here on YouTube and on Facebook as well. And before we see each other again, because I'm going to see you again next Friday, I hope that you use these love lessons so that you can create more love in your life. Thank you for being with me, guys. I'll see you again next week. Bye, everyone.